Hello, welcome to Michelle Sews again. I'm Michelle. It's Friday, so you know what that means. It is another hashtag Friday Sews Day. So if you're not familiar, the Friday Sews hashtag was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room. I will link her channel in the description box. But it is a way for the sewing community to kind of come together, talk about things that we've been working on for the past week, things we have coming up, and a little bit about life, so you get to know us a little bit better. So I encourage you to go and do a search in YouTube in the search bar on hashtag Friday Sews, and you'll get to meet all kinds of lovely people, women and men alike. So if that sounds interesting to you, then hang on. Okay, so if you are a person who participates in Friday Sews and you're not already aware, there is a Facebook group for you to join. I will link it in the description box. And it's just a place where people who participate in Friday Sews get to chat a little bit. And Jen, who started the hashtag, also comes up with a new prompt for us to talk about every week. And I'll get to the prompt at the end. All right, so what have I made this week? Not much, but I did make something. So it's been 2 weeks since I posted a video for Friday Sews because last week I was traveling and just didn't feel like it. This is not a mandatory video, so I took the opportunity since if you watched my last one, you know I was in a little bit of a funk, which is okay. We all have our times where we're in a little bit of a funk. I am happy to tell you that I'm out of it. I have been in a great mood the last couple of days. I'm getting my SEWJO back. I'm eager to get back in the sewing room. I did sew a little bit this week, but not as much as I usually do. So I'm eager to get back in, and I'd like a little input from you guys. So stay tuned for that. All right, so what have I made this week? I made another Ida top. It's a fiber mood pattern. I've made 2 of these previously. The first one that I made, and I will link the review here. I think it goes here. I will link the review in the cards for you to go and check it out. But in the first time that I made it, I thought that the little cuffs that stick straight out, I call them wings, were because I had interfaced the cuffs as directed. And I didn't care for that. So I thought the next time that I make it, I will just eliminate the interfacing. So that's what I did this time, and the cuffs still kind of stick out like wings. So I mentioned that I did a video a couple of days ago where I reviewed the fabric because I was gifted the fabric from modesforyou.com. The fabric is great. That's not the problem. The problem is the pattern, and it is not that there's anything wrong with it. That is the way that it was designed. It's just not my style. I just don't care for those cuffs sticking straight out. So you guys came to my rescue. I got a ton of really great suggestions. I love everything else about that pattern except for those cuffs. And so I didn't want to take the pattern out of my rotation. So you guys came up with some great ideas. You know, maybe just not even adding the cuff and hemming the sleeve hole as is. Somebody suggested, a couple of people actually suggested adding a ruffle. Since I did hack the pattern, I don't know, is it really a hack if all you do is add a ruffle? I don't know. But I added a ruffle to the hem. Somebody suggested, a few people suggested that I add a ruffle to the sleeve. I thought that was a great idea. So I have a few options to, somebody had suggested maybe just extending the opening and having a grown-on sleeve. I like that idea as well. So I have a lot of options. So this is definitely a pattern that's going to stay in my rotation. I do love the top that I made. Somebody actually recommended that I put a little tuck in the top of the cuff so that it doesn't stick straight out. So you put a little tuck so that it kind of comes down. I'm gonna do that with this version that I just made because it's the easiest solution and I think it could look cute. And other than that, I love the top, I love the fabric. I think the colors are really fun for fall. And they're outside of what I usually do, so I like the fact that it adds a different element to my wardrobe. And so yeah, that's pretty much all I have finished this week. I did finally start on the test version of my crossbody bag. So it's the lowest crossbody bag. It's a free pattern from ithinkso.com. I will link everything in the description box. I'll put a little image up here of the pattern, but I did start on it. I've got the front and back sewn, I've got the lining sewn, I've got the zipper on. I just need to put it all together and put a handle on it. And this is my test version. So I made it out of tie-dyed fabric and an outdoor fabric, just to make sure that I know how to put it together, so that when I'm ready to cut into my leather, that I don't screw anything up. So I'm really excited to get started on the leather version. And so that will be coming soon. So that's really all I have kind of going on right now. What is next on my cutting table? I have nothing right now. I don't know what's next. So if you recall, if you watched my last Friday Sews, which was 2 weeks ago, you will know that I was in a little bit of a funk. I wasn't really into sewing. I wasn't really feeling anything. So, and I figured out what the problem was. I had been sewing a lot of knits. I don't love sewing knits. I've been kind of pushing myself because I feel like one of the things I want to do is to continue to evolve my sewing skills. And because I had been shying away from knits, I felt like I needed to get more practice with them. I still don't enjoy sewing with them, even though I've done several. I honestly don't even wear a lot of knits other than when I'm like just lounging around at home. I don't wear a lot of knits like out in the world. So I don't really have a large need for knits. So I think I will continue to make knit garments. I have a lot of knit fabric and I have quite a few knit patterns. I need to make sure that I intersperse them in between the things that I really enjoy sewing, which is usually wovens. So because I figured that out and I made this Ida top and I enjoyed it, I started sewing my crossbody bag and I've been enjoying that. I definitely have figured out that I've got to make at least 3 woven garments to every knit, if not more. So that kind of was, I think, that on top of everything that's been going on with like our condo and all that, and having to move and all that, kind of contributed to my mood. So so what that comes down to is I don't really have anything on my agenda for what's next to sew, because I know I want to sew something, but I don't have anything specific in mind. So this is where you come in. So I don't know if you've noticed, but in my description box, I have like a constant list of things that, like my sewing machine and my Serger and my Pinterest account, my email, my Instagram account. I also have a link to my Trello account, which is where I list all of the patterns that I have in my collection. It is a public account, so anybody can go and see what patterns I own. So what I'd like for you to do is go to the Trello account, scroll through the patterns, only look at wovens, because I'm not in a place where I'm ready to sew any knits right now. Look at the woven patterns. I've tagged everything, so you can actually go in the search bar and type in woven. That is one of the tags that I put on every pattern. If you have a certain pattern brand that you prefer, you can put that in the search bar. I tag the garment type, so whether it's a dress, a short dress, a long dress, a top, a pant, a jacket. And then I tag whether it's woven or knit, and then I tag the brand, the pattern company name. So go on Trello, look at the woven patterns that I have, and then come back here and in your comments, tell me what pattern you think I should sew next. I will leave that open through, let's say, Saturday, so tomorrow night at midnight my time, which is Eastern Standard Time, or is it Eastern Daylight Time now? Midnight my time. And I will tally up all the votes and I will sew whatever got the most votes. So I think that sounds like fun. I don't know, you tell me. What do you think about that? So yeah, that'll be next. As far as life goes, clearly I'm in a happier mood than I was 2 weeks ago. We did travel last weekend to Fort Myers, and we think we found an apartment, and we're gonna move there for the next year while we figure out our housing situation. So our goal is to build a house. So once we get settled there, then we'll start working on that part. And hopefully the move from the apartment to a final house will be our last move ever. We'll see, but that's the goal. So that's all kind of bringing me back up, like getting me excited. I'm not super excited about packing and moving. That part's not so fun, but the idea of getting out of this condo and getting away from the management company of this condo building is thrilling to me. Other things in life, I'm still getting used to this haircut. This is what happens when I don't style it. So I have mostly stick straight hair. Where it is wavy is just because I let it air dry and it dried on my shoulders. So that wave is not natural in my hair. It's because it was sitting on my shoulder while it dried. So I don't know. It's okay. I like it better when it's curled, but I don't want to have to curl it every day. I'm getting used to it. The bangs kind of drive me crazy, but I'm getting used to it. I completely forgot to mention in my life section of my last Friday Sews about my interview with Andra. If you didn't watch that, I would love for you to go watch it. We had so much fun. She is such a joy. What you see in her videos, so we did the interview, which was a lot of fun. And then we hung out for another, 30 minutes or so after the interview was over and just kind of chit-chatted. I've been following Andra for a long time. We interact a lot, both on Instagram and on YouTube, and she is so lovely. If you're not, I'm sure that you probably are already subscribed to her, but if you're not, please go check her out. She's not only very knowledgeable, our styles are very different, but she inspires me just the same. And she's just a sweetheart. She does sew-alongs and tutorials, and shares her makes every month. She has a fun series where when she tells you what her plans are for the month, at the end of her plans video, she gives a couple of options and she does a viewer's choice. So she will take she'll give you the 2 options, and then whichever one gets the most votes is the one that she's gonna make for the month. I think that's a lot of fun. And that's kind of what inspired me to have you guys pick my next make for my Trello account. So yeah, I'll link in the cards here, the interview with Andra, and then I will link her channel in the description box, and I really hope you go check her out. In the month of October, I hosted a challenge, Sew Purple to End ALZ. You guys were so amazing and really participated way more than I expected, had a ton of entries on Instagram, and what I want to talk about right now is the person who won the fabric, Stephanie. Thank you so much for your patience. I don't know what happened. The fabric seems to have gotten lost in the mail. She hasn't received it yet. We've kind of talked in messaging and Instagram. So I'm gonna make another piece of fabric to send to her, and I'm gonna add a few extra goodies in there just to thank her for her patience. I mailed it the day that the contest was over. So I mailed it like the next day or day after, like November 1st or 2nd. So I don't know why it's not there yet. The freaking mail is insane right now. So I really appreciate your patience, Stephanie. I am working on a new piece of fabric right now as I film this, and I'm super excited to see how it's gonna come out, and I will pop that to you in the mail no later than Monday. So hopefully this one doesn't get lost. And then my final thing to share with you guys is my plans for Vlogmas. So if you're not already familiar, Vlogmas is a trend in the YouTube world where people from all different genres of YouTube, so lots of different types of YouTube channels participate in this. It's basically where you do like a daily vlog from December 1st to December 24th. And the concept is different for everybody. So I came up with an idea. So because I am gonna be packing and getting ready to move by the end of December, I'm probably not gonna have a ton of time to sew. I'm definitely not decorating for Christmas because I'm gonna be packing stuff up, so why am I taking stuff out of storage? So I think a lot of people, when they vlog about December or they do Vlogmas, they do Christmas related stuff. I'm not gonna do that. It's just not gonna be, I'm not gonna be in a place to do that this year. So what I've decided to do, which I think will be fun because it won't require me to have to actually make anything. It's gonna be kind of along the lines of Me Made May almost. I am gonna do a countdown. So kind of like, I don't know, an advent calendar, maybe I'll call it that, of my favorite makes that I've made since I started sewing again last year in March. And I'm gonna count down from 24 to 1 and finish on Christmas Eve. So if that sounds like fun to you, then you should subscribe and hit the notification bell because then you'll be notified every time I have a new video. So my goal is to film them every day and have them ready for 7 a.m. I'm not gonna commit to that, but that's my goal. So hopefully that will work out because I know when I did Vlogtember in September, you guys enjoyed just having like something quick and easy to listen to while you were drinking your coffee in the morning. So I thought I would do it that way. So yeah, it'll be my top 24, 25, maybe I'll throw a bonus in there for Christmas Day of my makes. And what I'm gonna do, my goal is they're gonna be very short videos because I'm gonna talk about the garment and I'm gonna style it. I'm gonna model it for you, maybe do a little twirl and call it a day. So they're probably gonna be 5 minutes or less, but it'll be every day. So I thought that sounded like fun. Yeah, so that's it for me. Wherever you are, I hope the weather is amazing because it sucks here in Miami. Literally the rain is blowing sideways. I hope that you're able to get some sewing in, and I really want to thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Talk to you next time. Bye.